So for primer, we're going to be taking the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. For the brows, we're going to be using the Maybelline Brow Drama palette. It is in the deep brown 260. Touch me, you're a little babe. Move me, take me. Following that, to clean up the brows because it's a must, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Maximum Coverage Concealer. And honestly, I've really been loving this. Even under my eyes, it's been doing me good. Doesn't crease, it looks good, no cakiness. I'm a fan. For today's look, we're going to be using the Jacklyn Hill Morphe palette. I'm going to be doing a fall look. So I figured I would take this palette since I know I haven't really used it that much, but it's because it's sold out and I hate to use a palette that you guys can't use and follow along with. So I always feel guilty, but I do know that it came back in stock this week, so I hope you get your hands on it. Alright, so next we're going to be taking that mustard shade. I don't know the names anymore. I lost my little card. I told you guys I would in my first video. I really love incorporating yellows and oranges and like salmon-y colors into my eyes, just because for whatever reason, anytime I use those colors, it makes my eyes look lighter, a lighter brown, and I love it. And we're just gonna blend that into the other transition color that I already placed in the lid. But honestly, these colors just blend amazing together. This is like no other Morphe palette that I own. This is definitely an upscale quality to Morphe. Now we're going to add some depth. So I'm going to take the burgundy color and the one right next to it and just start building. This is going to be a lot of building look. I wanted to have like a nice cranberry rosy look, but I don't want it to be too smoky at the same time. Now I'm going to be adding in the burgundy, and I'm just tapping the color on the precise area that I want the most pigment, and then you'll see I just gradually fade the rest that's on my brush at the end. But I am focusing initially that all the product I distribute on the end first, and I'm tapping it on the end first, and then as I see my shadow get lighter, I will swirl it into the inner. I love this technique because as I'm tapping the product into the area that I want, it's blending it out at the same time. You guys already know how much I enforce blending. Now I'm going to take this cranberry and I'm going to start adding that on the lid. And I do apologize because I didn't realize that I wasn't zoomed in as much as I usually am, but it will get closer in a second. Initially, when I was going for this look, I wanted to have like a long fade out. But as I started doing my makeup, I guess I just wasn't used to it. So I switched it up later on. So you'll see that. I'm going to be taking the darker brown in this palette now to add some depth. And I'm trying to focus it just on the outer area to give me the outer depth. And like I said, I don't want this to be too smoky. I want it to still look very beautiful and the pop of color to be the main eye-catching effect. I don't want it to be too smoky. I realized that I didn't show the shade, but there's a copper shade in the palette. That's what I'm adding into the inner corners of this look. And for right now, we're good with the eyes. I'm going to leave them here. This palette is Holy Grail. So this is an affordable makeup look. So face is going to be all drugstore. I'm using a NYX shimmering highlight illuminator just to give me a little bit of dewiness underneath since I'm going to be using a matte foundation. So we're going back to an oldie and a goodie. We're going to be using the Infallible from L'Oreal in 107. And it kind of looks a little yellow for me. I was a little worried here, but we make it happen. It looks good in the end. I honestly haven't used this foundation in a really long time. I do remember the last time I used it, I wasn't too happy with it. But looking at myself right now, I'm like, okay, I like it. It matches okay, pretty good. Concealer, I'm going back to the e.l.f. As I told you guys, I've been loving this underneath my under eyes. It's been doing me so good. Doesn't crease, it doesn't look cakey. It's a little bit of a thicker coverage. However, it doesn't feel like that and it doesn't look like that. I'm a fan.
Covered in your water and I'm feeling like a summer breeze. Submitted on the power and you brought me to my knees. You speaking your electric, babe.
Kiss me, we're on fire, babe. Love me, take me to outer space. Kiss me, we're on fire, babe. Love me, take me to outer space.
To set the face, I'm going to be using the Better Skin powder. I don't understand. Everything I was touching today was breaking. It's just a hazard in my house, I promise you. But I really do love this product for being drugstore. The coverage is really nice. I've worn this without foundation and it's held up really nicely. Like it. Doesn't look cakey, doesn't get into my dry areas and look obnoxious. It's a really good face powder from the drugstore. To brighten up my eyes a little bit more, because the powder foundation is actually my shade, so I want to brighten it up a little. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Dulce de Leche, and I'm using the banana side. To bronze, I'm going to be using the other side just to add some depth back into the face, bring myself back to life. Now to further bronze, I'm going to be taking the Light Booster from Physicians Formula, and I just feel like the other one is more of a contour shade on me, so this one is going to bring some color back into me. And honestly, I was a fan of just this look with just a bronzer. Could leave it like that because my face looks completely snatched. That's what I'm telling you guys. I'm going to spray some coconut spray that I got from Burlington. It's very affordable, guys. I think it was like $5 just to mend all the powders together. Now we're going to bring the smokiness underneath the lash line, and I'm just taking the same colors that we use on the top of the eye underneath. So the mustard, the tans, the cranberry, the red, and just smoke that lower lash line out. For a little bit more brightness, I'm going to be adding a yellow eyeliner from Makeup Forever. Next, I'm going to add some mascara and false lashes. Now we're just adding the final touches, the brow bone highlights. For the blush, I'm using drugstore as well, Maybelline Dream Bouncy Blush in Plum Wine. I am so excited to use this Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in molten gold. Let me tell you, when I saw this in the store, I was like, yes! I've been looking for this for such a long time, and I'm happy I found it. So let's try this baby. Just off of first impression using this is so buttery and good for being drugstore. Girl, drugstore stepping it up. I ain't even mad at them right now. This is so good. It doesn't adhere to my skin tags. It leaves it glossy and wet looking. I'm a fan. For lip, I am taking, of course, a gloss. This one is from e.l.f. in Peach Bellini. But I felt like this gloss wasn't mauve-y enough, so I'm going to put on top Nude Kiss from e.l.f. as well, just to give it a little bit more pinkiness. And that is it for this final look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I am absolutely obsessed with this look. I love how it looks on my eyes, my eye shape, the color. It just flatters my face so well. It's not too smoky, which is why I love it. This highlight, it is so good. So good. Giving me life. If you see it in the store, pick it up. Don't forget to subscribe on the way out. Give it a thumbs up if you genuinely enjoyed it. Comment down below and let me know what you want to see next. And I will talk to you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.